Hello, I'm Hugo, and today we are talking about the Industrial Revolution with two historians, Chloé and Arthur. The Industrial Revolution has started in the 80s. During this period, a lot of changes happened. The population grew up of 260%. The agriculture has been changed in the industry. A shift happened from water and wind power to steam engine. A revolution also happened in transport and communication, from canals and pack horses to train and the telegraph. The towns grew and population living in town passed from 15% to 85%. In the 90s, London had 4.5 million inhabitants. It was the biggest city of United Kingdom. Now Chloé will talk about the main invention of the revolution.
The Industrial Revolution involved innovation, capital investment, and increased output. In steam power, in around 1712, Thomas Newcomen built the first commercially successful steam engine to pump water out of mines. James Watt made steam engines much more efficient in the 1760s and 1770s, giving huge savings on fuel. In textile, with Arkwright's water frame spinning machine in 1769. But more precisely, what is this machine? The water frame is a spinning machine that uses the energy of water mills and later steam to increase the productivity of cotton spinner, thanks to a system of small rollers driven by hydraulic energy. Then, in 1779, Samuel Crompton's mules were spinning machines. And in 1785, Edmund Cartwright's power loom was the first steam-powered weaving machine. In the field of iron and steel, there are Henry Cord's puddling process, made wrought in iron in 1784, Henry Basman converter in 1856. In coal, improved coal mining techniques made it possible to exploit deeper mines, and the greatest advance was the Davy lamp in 1815, invented by Humphrey Davy to help prevent gas explosions. In transport and communication, the most important innovations were roads and canals built by Thomas Telford in 70s, the railways in 1825, the London Underground and the Forth Bridge. Between 1837 and 1885, there are the telegraph, the bicycle, the telephone, the motor car, and any other inventions. So now, my colleague Arthur is going to explain you what is really a revolution and if the Industrial Revolution was really one of them.
Indeed, as my colleague Chloé said, we are now going to try to understand if the Industrial Revolution was really a revolution. First of all, it's interesting to ask what is a revolution in general and etymologically. Actually, a revolution is a very sharp change made to something. The word comes from Latin and is related to the word revolutio, which means a turnaround. The word was used for the first time in a political sense during the restoration of the English monarchy. Indeed, the word is usually political in their nature, when people join together, share their ideas, and make something change. Often, revolutions include fighting and civil unrest, but there are also revolutions that happen without fighting, as the Industrial Revolution. The expression of Industrial Revolution was used for the first time in 1837 by the French economist Adolphe Blanqui in the History of Political Economy. It has since been part of the usual vocabulary. The term refers to the process of rapid change in industry which has fundamentally changed agriculture, economy, and society. This revolution marks the transition from a system of artisanal, manual, and distributed production in a multitude of dispersed places to large-scale production using machines and centralized. Nevertheless, the term revolution is today contested by certain historians and specialists who dispute the scientific validity of the expression. For example, Vernon Sombart thinks that the Industrial Revolution is an old phenomenon which in fact began in Florence in the 14th century with the origin of bourgeois civilization. Fernand Baudel observed that the brutality implied by the term can a priori apply to the UK, but for the other countries, the terms of industrialization better describes a process which is actually quite progressive. To put it in a nutshell, we have seen that the expression of the Industrial Revolution is still subject of debate today for different reasons, but one point on which all specialists agree is that this period brought about a considerable change in the life of people. Thank you for listening to me, and now I will return the air to Hugo.
Thank you for listening. We hope that you have understood a little bit more the Industrial Revolution.